Hey guys!
Alright guys, we're here today on Monday to do one of our famous double headers. That's how we always start the week. We're starting off with a band that reached out to us and asked us to check out their video. The name of the band is Repentance. The name of the song is God for a Day. Now, before we click play, this brings a very good question. What would you do if you were God for a day?
I don't know.
Have you ever thought about that?
I've never thought about that.
I think the problem with that question...
You're given way too much power.
I was just going to say that. The problem is, it's that once you got that power, you wouldn't want to let go of it. And then one day, you're like, maybe I'll do it for 2 days. Then 3 days. Then 4 days.
But if you're only given it 1 day, then the rest of your life you just
there's a term?
Yeah.
Like at the end of that day, the powers get stripped away from you by a higher force? I know, but if you're God, for that day, you can give yourself that same power for a lifetime.
That's true.
Because you're there.
I was going to say, because if you're only God for a day, then the rest of your life kind of feels like a downer.
No, but if you're God for a day, that day that you're God, you say from today forward, I'm God. Or I'll have the same powers forever. Because you're God, you can do whatever the fuck you want. If you're God, who's above you? There's nobody above you. There's no checks and balances here. So the problem of being God for a day is I don't think anybody would have the self-discipline at the end of the day to walk away from such power.
Because there's no super God. There's just God.
Yeah, and the aliens are not coming. You know, like it's kind of hard to expect them to come and save us. When was the last time there was a movie where the aliens came and saved mankind? I can't even think of one.
I think there should be one though.
I think there is one where they write messages and stuff. I think there is one. Is it Inception? I can't remember.
I wonder what the Greek guy from Ancient Aliens would do if he was God for a day.
Oh, that's a very good question.
Would he get his hairline back?
Let's move on from this topic. All right.
Would you get your hairline back?
Oh, the other day I had a dream that I had long hair, and I was at a metal concert, and I was windmilling my... Oh, it was glorious. And then I woke up, and I was so depressed.
And then you started windmilling?
No, I was just so fucking depressed. I had to stop at Tim Hortons to get a Boston cream donut on the way to work. Not that that's going to bring my hair back, but, you know, it fills in that void inside of me. All right. Repentance, God for a Day. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Waiting Okay, before we talk about the song, this song kicks ass, by the way. But before we talk about the song, I have to say one thing. I hear a lot of people say that sentence there. I have no masters, right? Like I serve no. Was it I serve no master?
Yeah.
I serve no master. That is a flawed. Philosophically, that's totally flawed. You know why? We all serve a master. It may not be a master like a person, but we all serve something. For example, my master is the bank to which I owe the mortgage. If I didn't have a mortgage to pay, if I have financial freedom that I don't have a mortgage to pay, there's a lot of things different that I would do in my life right now. I wouldn't put up with certain shit at work from my boss or whatever. I would do things completely different. So that's my master right now because it has me by the balls. I have to pay the mortgage. And like me, there's plenty of other people out there. So from a pure philosophical standpoint, there's very little people in this world, you can probably count them on one hand, that serve no master. Even the ones that feel like they serve no master because they have financial freedom, the master of them is greed. And the more they have, the more they want.
Yeah.
So philosophically speaking, it's absolutely flawed. We all have a master. And I'll give you guys another note on that. I was watching the latest, was it a special that I was watching? I think it was a special. No, it was Saturday Night Live with Dave Chappelle. And he was talking about how his great-grandfather was a slave. He was born a slave. He was a slave for the first 10 years of his life. And then he was saying that that day was a special day because the Chappelle Show is now going to be available on Prime and on Netflix. And he's getting $0 from having those two shows on those two huge platforms. So those platforms are going to make money off of his show
that he's not
getting any. So he said, wow, I wonder what my great-grandfather would say if he saw me. He probably would say that I've been sold and bought more times than he did, and he was a slave. So even he's acknowledging the fact that we all serve a master to a certain degree.
He's also acknowledging that he's getting screwed over.
Exactly, but the serving of the master doesn't necessarily mean that you're serving a person. It could be serving a bunch of. It could be anything.
But in this song, it makes
greed.
sense.
It could be a person. Like I said, an institution. It could be a zillion things. But I don't think there's many people in this world that live a life where they don't serve a master.
Well, if you're God, then you don't serve a master. That's why.
No, but the whole idea is if he was God for a day, then he would change things around. That's the idea of the lyrics, right? So, but that goes back to our original point, which we started this video with, which is if you give that much power to somebody, power corrupts. Yeah. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. To quote the great Parkway Drive. So absolute power corrupts absolutely. If you've given that much power, the tendency that you would have.
That's an amazing quote, by the way.
Yeah, it's an amazing song from an amazing album. But if you've given that much power, the tendencies are always for you to corrupt yourself and give yourself extended power. Perfect example is always the genie and the lamp. You have 3 wishes. Most people, their third wish is 3 more wishes. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's in our nature. When you've given, it's like people who say, "Oh, if I had more money, I would do this." Listen, if you had more money, you would still want more money. And I'm not. I want more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think there's anyone out there that doesn't want more money.
But an example of myself is when I came to Canada, immigrant. Well, I came as a student. Met your mother. We started our life together. Our income then versus our income now is night and day. Like you can't compare the two. And we made ends meet and we were happy and we wanted more. And now we still want more. We still need more because you always want more. There's this insatiable need for stuff. It doesn't mean you need it. Like you need the stuff.
Yeah.
But you want it. So once you're given that much power, it's very hard to give it up. I just want to say that because philosophical, there's a lot of issues with the lyrics, with the content of the lyrics. But we're not here to discuss necessarily the content of the. I understand what they're trying to say. Don't get me wrong, but
you have to just.
I had to go deeper. I had to bring the Aristotle's in.
Exactly. He's basically a philosopher. If you watch like the chronicles of our videos.
If I used to have a kidney stone, so technically I was a philosopher's stone at one point. But I peed it through. So. Anyways,
that was pretty good.
That was good.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good, and I thought that right away, like on the dot. I did have a kidney stone. I almost passed out when I peed it through. It was painful as hell. All right. Anyways, what did you think of the song that we just witnessed?
Oh, I mean, the song was pretty brutal, pretty brutal, but
it only slows down in the solo.
Yeah, but
at least it gives you a sense of calm in the solo.
And the song has those parts where it doesn't slow down, but it feels kind of like it's just, I'm gonna use the word again, mushing through. But other than like the guitars is what making it mush through, but the drums are just, they just keep going like fast as fuck. So it creates just the heavy, just mushing through the slush and everything, but somehow a little bit of speed to it too.
Yeah, I think this is a song, at least to me, and I don't want to take music is made by all the musicians in the band, so I always feel bad when I single out one or two and then I leave another one or two in the dark. But for as much as I like the drums, to me this track really revolves around the guitars and the vocals. The guitars are so groovy. They have so much groove in them. They're heavy, but they're not heavy in that sense of like dragging heavy. I mean, there are some moments, but overall...
There are some moments where they kind of deep down into that dragging heavy part.
But overall, the guitars are very driven and groovy. They have a great sound to them.
They're like the drums. They're very driven forward.
They're pushing the song.
Forward,
yeah, they're pushing the song. And then the other aspect of this track is I really love the vocals.
Yeah.
I really love the vocals. Spot on. Like... Talk about a song that has the right amount of aggression, the right amount of intensity musically, and vocally. But I was going to say that, how many times have we heard songs that musically it's like magnificent, and then the vocalist opens his mouth, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, you just ruin, you should have left the song as an instrumental. This song, I felt like...
They got the perfect guy.
Perfect. Because he nailed it. Not only he kept up with the intensity of the track, he had the right tone.
Yeah.
It's like the song is heavy, the song is intense, the song is driven, but he makes it feel even more. Like he's adding fuel to the fire as the song is progressing. I thought the vocals were just outstanding. From top to bottom, the tone, the delivery, outstanding. It really made the track even better.
Yeah.
It made the track even better. You know what I mean? Like just, it was like a perfect storm. Everything came together to create this really push forward.
Like two puzzle pieces that were meant to be together.
Yeah, and it makes me happy when I hear a song that has this drive, this tempo, and then the vocalist come in and adds to that. He's not taking anything away from the song. He's making the song be what the song was designed to be.
These songs make me want to be in the middle of a mosh pit, though.
Oh, totally. If I was young, I would like to do one of those backflips from the stage into the crowd, but I'm not. If I did that, you'd have to call 911, and we all know 911 is a joke.
I'd have to call it mid-flip. Huh? I'd have to call 911 mid-flip.
Oh, the moment you see me climbing on top of the stage, that's you call right away. I mean, because you know from that point on it's downhill.
Yeah.
No, like not just literally speaking, it will be downhill because I'll fall down, not down the hill, but down the stage. It would be horrible.
Yeah.
An old guy like me laying down on the ground crying, it's not a pretty sight. It's not a pretty sight. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. There's another video coming right after this one. See you guys.
See ya.